This video is about the time I got scammed for a puppy. All right, so let's get into it, y'all. So I got scammed out of my money for a puppy. I should have known, but I went on Craigslist like a dumbass. I went on Craigslist and I was like, okay, let me find a puppy. My boyfriend was doing it at the time. He was trying to get him a, what was he trying to get him a? I forgot the name of the dog, but he was trying to get him a dog as well too. And I had just got my place and I was like, this is perfect. I got my own place. I ain't gotta worry about this, I ain't gotta worry about that, even though my mom had her own dog too. But I was like, this is perfect for me. I want my own little baby too. So I was like, this is perfect. I'm gonna go to Craigslist. Like, he even got an actual dog off Craigslist, so I felt like I trusted it or whatever. But y'all, when I tell y'all, they had it so perfectly planned out. Like, it was, even outside of him, I didn't get it from the same seller as him, but him getting it from Craigslist made it kind of like trusted. So they had it so planned out where I didn't even think like, okay, maybe this is still a scam. But yeah, so I can remember the person's name who actually did it, and I'm hoping they're not still on there because that was some BS. But it was for a listing for a Yorkie, and I used to have a Yorkie Maltese when I was younger, but some stuff happened. The dog got killed, which is very unfortunate. Then we got our Shih Tzu, which is now 10 years old, and she's living a very long and healthy life, so we appreciate that. But I wanted a dog of my own. I had just got my own place. I was like, I want a puppy. So I found a listing for the Yorkie. Everything seemed good. They was like, I don't know what I was thinking, being young and naive, I guess, but I was just too excited. And they were like, they were giving it away for free. They couldn't keep it anymore. And it was just the cutest little Yorkie. I should have known. And they had me fill out this whole form. They was like, okay, do you live in an apartment? Do you live in a home? Have you had dogs before? This and this and that. Like, making me feel real comfortable and like trusting and what they were doing. Like, they had me fill out the whole form. Like, made me think I was really about to get a dog. So we did all that. We went through that, and they was like, okay, you know, we'll let you keep her because we can't keep her anymore. And then they said, however, like, we live in like New Jersey or something like that. And I wasn't thinking nothing about it. I was just like, oh, okay, you know, free dog. They can ship the dog, because I've seen companies before that can actually ship your dog. So they was like, okay, it's like, I believe like $300 to ship the dog, whatever. And I didn't know the shipping prices, but I was like, okay, you know, the dog is free. So I mean, like, if I just have to pay the shipping, I mean, I can get my dog $300. Now, some people that's a lie, but I'm like, okay, this is what I wanted. Like, I was going through a tough time at the time, and I was like, you know, this is what I wanted. So I'm going to get my puppy. So I was like, $300, like, that's good. So then supposedly I was talking to a woman through email, and then a man called me. Supposedly he was from the shipping company, and he had me go to a legit looking website, and he had me go on there and look at the information. He was like, yeah, we're going to be shipping it from New Jersey. We're going to be shipping it to Atlanta or whatever. You're going to get the puppy this day. The flight doesn't get in till this time. You know, we have her in the cage. We're going to do this and this. Like, it was all like, it made me trust it. And I just want everyone to just be aware, like, if you have some type of gut feeling, like, even if it seems legit, like, don't do it. Because I got scammed out of $300, and to me that's a lot of money to be getting scammed out of. But yeah, so he called me, I paid and everything, and I was supposed to get her the next day. So the next day came, and we were still in communication. Like, he was still communicating with me, like, I'm so happy for you, you know, you're gonna love her, you know, she's in the cage and stuff like that. We're gonna ship her out in the morning. You should have her by tomorrow afternoon or whatever. So we were still communicating. Night went by. I was so excited. I was getting ready for her. I bought so much stuff, y'all. I was devastated. When I found out I got scammed. I was getting ready for this dog. I bought the dog cages, dog pads, dog toys, this and this, dog food. I was so ready to get this dog. And then the morning came, We were in communication still. He was like, oh, the flight's a little delayed, this and this and that. I was like, okay, I'll just go about my day because I was off this day. I was like, okay, I'll go about my day. Still very excited to get the dog that I was never going to get. And then eventually it got to around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. And I'm like, hey, what's going on with the dog? And he's like, hey, the dog's going to get shipped. It's just a little delayed. And I'm like, you know what? This is some bull. Because I'm not going to get this dog. And I told him that. And I was like, what's taking so long? Like, you told me the dog would be here by the afternoon. And the dog never came. So I told him, I said, this is a scam. This is some BS. Why are you scamming people? Go to hell. All this stuff. Because I was mad. Like, you don't do this to nobody. You don't play with nobody's feelings like this. I was more hurt than anything. The money I was mad about too. But I was more hurt than anything. Because I was just so ready for this dog. And like my feelings were just so hard. My feelings were just so hurt. But eventually, he never came out and even said, like, I knew it was a scam, but he never came out and said, we're not going to ship the dog. But I knew what was going on. So then he, all day long, he was like, you need to pray to God. You need to wash your mouth out with that type of language and stuff like that. Like, I don't need to be talking like that. And I'm like, I don't care what I say at this point. Like, you can go to hell because you sitting up here playing with my money and my feelings. And you had the nerve to sit up here and be in constant communication with me. And I wasn't getting this dog. I wasn't getting this dog. And I hope you get put in jail. But anyway, so that's how that happened, which led me to get Chanel. So I was very heartbroken at the time. And I believe that same day that I realized that I wasn't getting a dog, I was like, you know what? Like, I need this dog. Like, in my heart, I was like, I need this dog. Like, especially after this, like, I need this dog. And I had seen a video. So I went on Google and I was like, puppies for sale near me. And I actually found this place. It was called Local Breeders. I had seen the YouTube videos for it. And I've seen these cute little puppies. But they was always like, looked like they were super expensive. And they was always like the, I guess, designer dogs and expensive dogs. Like they had the, what did they have? The Pomeranians. They had poodles. They had, mixes. They had like different types. They had Shih Tzus. They had different types of dogs, but they were all like puppies. Like they were like 7 weeks there, and as soon as you seen them, they were like, okay, you got another week. You pay. You got another week, and you can pick them up in a week or so. So yeah. So I went in there, and they had some Pomeranians. They had some Shih Tzus, and I already have a Shih Tzu, and I was like, okay, maybe she could have a little friend. But when I tell you, when I seen Chanel, it was just like love at first sight. Like, and I never thought like I would feel like this with a dog, but I looked at all the dogs that they had. Out of all the dogs, even the other 3 puppies she was in a cage with, they was all Pomeranians. But even those 3 Pomeranians that looked very similar to her, I just saw her and I was just like, this is the one I want. So I asked them, could I hold her and everything? And I held her, and she was just giving me the cutest little dog kisses, and I was just so excited, and I was like, oh my god, this is my dog right here. But then I seen that price and I was like, Chanje, why did you even set yourself up for this? Why did you set yourself up for this? You know you're not gonna pay this much for a dog. Why did you sit up here and go all the way to Lawrenceville to some place? You already got your heart broken because you ain't get the last dog. Now you sit up here looking at a very expensive dog, knowing you can't get her. You can't get her, but it's nice to play with her. It's nice to look at the puppies and play with them and go home feeling even worse. So, eventually I gave in. I did a payment plan, which I realize now was maybe not a good idea, but I feel like she was worth it. So you had to put down a certain deposit. They actually kind of work with you because I believe the minimum deposit is like $1,000, and I didn't have $1,000 at that time. So I told the young lady exactly what I had. I told her, I said, I promise you, I'm coming back to get this dog, but I don't have $1,000 today. And I said, I cannot leave this dog. So I don't know how much I can give you, but I don't have $1,000. So she worked with me or whatever, and I put down half of that minimum deposit. And she said I'll have to make sure that I pay the rest of the deposit when I came back the week later to come pick her up. So I came back the week later, and I did pay the rest of the deposit, and then the rest was just financed through the financing company that they had or whatever. But anyway, I got my baby, and that's all I wanted. And at the end of the day, I didn't care about the pricing no more. And like my family members and friends and boyfriend was like, you pay how much for a dog? You pay how much for a dog? And I said, I know. I never thought I would pay that much for a dog. But that is my baby. That is my baby. And at the end of the day, I would have spent that money on something else anyway I didn't even need. And she just brings so much joy to my life. At the end of the day, she was worth it. She was worth it. She was very worth it. But anyway, I got her from local breeders. I got her when she was 8 weeks old. You do have to make sure you pay that deposit. And then however you're going to pay from there is what it's going to be. But they were very nice. They were very cordial. They gave me some dog food with her. They also gave me something else. Some soft food, some dog soft food, some dog hard food. And they also, you know, gave me instructions on how to care for her. Just basic knowledge they give you when you first come pick her up and everything. But they were very helpful and everything. And I was thankful that I was able to actually see her and go to people that were actually very knowledgeable, especially the owner. He was very knowledgeable of everything, and especially with Pomeranian specifically, he was very knowledgeable. Like, he was telling me stuff I didn't even know. So I was very thankful for that. And they weren't just like, here's the puppy, you know, get out of here, next customer. They actually, you know, sat down with me or whatever and explained some stuff to me and how to make sure I take care for her specific breed. But yeah, so that's my story. How I got scammed out of $300 for a puppy. But then a miracle came out of it, and I got my baby in the end. It might not have been the first plan that I had, but I'm kind of glad that it happened because I'm so in love, y'all. I'm so in love. So I'm just happy that happy with the outcome. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have learned from this. I hope you guys don't get scammed out of no money for no puppy. You know, just be mindful of everything. Just trust your gut, and I'll see you guys next time.